Hey guys, welcome back. It is a Sunday, beautiful Sunday. We're gonna play some PTCGL. We got the very strong Zoroark deck that we're playing. Still waking up, having some coffee. See if we can't win some games. 3-0 yesterday. See if we can do another 3-0 today. The deck list is in the description. I think this is definitely a strong list. Not so great against single prize decks, but I think we've been seeing a lot less of those recently. I'm sure there's still Reggies out there. We're probably jinxing ourselves right now by saying that. Hopefully, we're just hitting big dudes. That's what we want to accomplish here. We got the air balloon, which is nice. That makes the Manaphy in the active spot a little bit more manageable. What are we playing against here? They got a Frostmoth, a Research, something water. Is it Palkia maybe? We're going to get an extra card, which is always nice. I'm not going to put that down yet. It would be nice to get... Oh, they got a Manaphy out as well. It's okay. We're not attacking their bench, so they don't really need to worry about that. There's the Frostmoth back in their hand. Alright. Double Turbo Energy. We do have a damage pump, and we can get a Gengar. So let's get a Gengar. We're going to air balloon onto you. We can Ultra Ball the Gengar. I really hate to get rid of our evolved beaver, but I think we kind of have to. We're going to get a Zoroark so we can start powering it up. There we go. We are going to Bidoof onto the bench. We are going to get our Gengar out. 30 damage on him. Sweet doo-doo daddy. We can do 30 damage to the Manaphy. Not really necessary. So let's put the damage on the Manaphy. Damage on the Beaver. And... do we bother retreating? I don't think they can attack us next turn anyway, so we might as well. We'll do the 30 damage. We'll do the 10 damage rather, because we get minus 20. Do we put the Manaphy? Do we put the Manaphy back out? Maybe. We probably should have put the damage counter on the Zoroark, and then we could have hid behind the Manaphy. Again, we got the air balloon, so we can just retreat him out next turn when we have the Zoroark VSTAR. It's gonna hit for 150 if the board stays the same. Hopefully we get something good from our draw. Oh, also we can essentially research with our Phantom Star, so we should have basically a full board of damaged Pokemon. We should be swinging real hard next turn, even if the Manaphy gets knocked out, which is not a big deal because they're pretty much still gonna have to knock out 3 Zoroarks. In order to do so. We got the QREM in there. QREM deck. Alright. So we're definitely going to want the extra damage to VMAX Pokemon from our Hawlucha. Okay. We are going to do this. Boss's orders would be real nice. We didn't get one. Sucky. Alright, so we can put this on you. We can put you on the bench. We don't have a damage pump either, but we might get one with the Marnie. So let's get the Evo Incense. We'll get another Gengar. We'll get another Gengar. We're going to set up a second Zoroark. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any damage on it. We can Ultra Ball you. And This is a tough one. Okay, we'll get rid of the other Zoroark VSTAR. We can find another. We would like our evolved beaver, but I guess we're gonna have to deal with the Hawlucha. It's as good as it gets. We kind of need to get the Gengar out though, so that we can move damage counters around. Let's load you onto here. We're going to hope that we don't need the extra damage from the Hawlucha. It's too bad this Marnie wasn't a boss, but we only have 4 damaged Pokemon. I guess, yeah, we have 4 damaged Pokemon. We do the extra damage with the Choice Belt, but there's the Gape Jaw that we needed earlier in the game. We're going to retreat out. We're going to put our Zoroark in the active. We're going to slam. We got a research here. We can evolve our other Zoroark next turn. We can research. Ordinary Rod. Looks pretty cool. We don't really need to use that. We didn't put ourselves in a position that we need the rod, but we did see a previous game where the rod definitely saved our butt cheeks, where we had to discard some Zoroarks early and didn't have enough of them. Ideally, we'd have a third one set up, but we get time for that. All right, we're getting Marnie, not a big deal. We got a boss's orders. That's pretty snaz. Not exactly what we want or need. Damage pump would have been better. Alright. We're getting Max Frosted. Our Zoroark is down for the count. Unfortunate, but yeah, we're in a bad spot now because we can't evolve our Zoroark either. Hopefully we get a Zoroark or an Ultra Ball, or not a Zoroark V. It's definitely not what we want. And we don't have a great option here, so I think we pretty much have to retreat, which is gonna kind of mess with our plans here, because if we retreat, then man, the beaver would be nice. Unfortunately, we got rid of the Bibarel earlier on. I think we just end turn. We could quick ball something. Quick ball the Gengar, I guess. Why not? Thin the deck out a little bit. Increase our odds. The Crobat would be nice for next turn. I guess we could have saved the quick ball for next turn in case we get Marnied again. But hopefully we can bring this back. 330 is pretty tough without our Hawlucha. We got our beaver. If we still had our rod, we could get the beaver back out. But we no longer have it in our hand. That is what we got to deal with here. We also lost our choice belted Zoroark, which is kind of sad. Now, if the Manaphy gets knocked out, we can Crobat, so we can at least see some more cards and try to bring ourselves back into this game. Going to attach an energy, going to switch. Alright, we're okay with that. Remember, we do have the boss's orders, so we can use that first even to reduce our hand size. Nice, we got the double turbo that we needed without having to boss. We're going to boss out this guy. We are going to retreat into Zoroark. We are gonna... we don't have... That was dumb. We don't have the ability to play our Crobat because he didn't knock anything out. So we should not have put the Zoroark into the active there. We can Void Return. I think I could have Void Returned before too. Guys, I am not playing this right. We're making some mistakes. That's gonna happen when you're playing first thing. I should have had the coffee first and then played, not had the coffee during gameplay. We're making mistakes and we're not getting exactly what we need here. It's kind of a sad state of affairs. We kind of wasted the boss because, I mean, he was going to bring it out in the active probably anyway. Or he might have been waiting for us to. Alright, this might be okay. We're getting Marnied again, but we're going to get 2 extra cards. The Crobat would have been a nice to have. Alright, we got a damage pump, which is really, really good. We get a quick ball so we can get out that Hawlucha. We can Marnie. So we need like a choice. We need a choice belt. I think we need the choice belt. We need damage on everything, and we need the Hawlucha on the bench. So there's a lot of things that we need here. We got training cord in the active, so we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to get rid of our ordinary rod, so our beaver is never coming out. We gotta give up on the beaver at this point. We got the rod. We're gonna get rid of the rod. We are gonna get the Lucha. So we're gonna do 30 more damage to VMAX Pokemon, which is definitely what we need. We're gonna damage pump. Damage pump onto you. Damage pump onto you. Alright. Then we're going to Marnie. And hopefully we get a VSTAR and a choice belt. This game is murdering me right now. We're in like an incredibly bad spot. This is not good. This is absolutely not good. So we can Void Return. Even an Ultra Ball here would have been good. Then we need to evolve one of these, and it ain't happening. There's 2 in the discard pile. I didn't check to see if there were any in the in my prize cards, which would also suck. Only 19 cards in the deck, so we no longer have our VSTAR ability, which sucks. He's powering up the Palkia. This is just like going on way too long. He only needs 3 prizes, so like if he knocks out the Bidoof and then he knocks out any of these Zoroarks, we're done, son. We messed up a few times, but I don't know. I think we also just got a little bit unlucky with our draw. There's the Palkia VSTAR. Very scary. We're gonna power something up. I wish it would stop closing the card down when they do things. So yeah, I guess they're maybe just using the Palkia to power up the Kyurem, which is interesting. Power up the second one, I guess. Bold strategy. I don't know what the normal Kyurem or standard Kyurem deck does or how it functions, but it seems pretty good. If you need a VSTAR ability. Alright, this is our last shot to shine here. I don't think there's any way that we're winning this one, but we're going to give it a shot. We got an Evolution Incense. Not great. No, not what we need. Not at all what we need. I think we're pretty much just toast. Alright. We need another Pokemon on the bench with damage on it. What do we got? 50 damage on him? 310? Okay, so we are going to knock him out. because he has so many damage counters on him. The air balloon is not really going to do anything for us at this point in time. We could have put it on a Pokemon, but he just needs 2 prizes. So if he can knock out the it is nice that we take 3 prizes. There's our choice belt. There's a boss's orders that would be nice. That's a lot of damage with their subspace swell, where we have no choice but to load up our bench to have damage. So unfortunately, he does just enough to knock out our Zoroark. I don't think there's any way. I don't think we really should be losing to this deck, the QREM deck. If we play properly, and if we get the cards that we need. That was kind of a slow start. It's definitely a more easy sailing when you have the Bog Stadium card early on, so that you can easily get damage on everything. You're not relying on the damage pumps, but the pumps are always there to help later on when you end up having to put Pokemon on the bench that don't take damage from coming into play. Nice that it puts their Pokemon down into an easier to hit range sometimes when they're coming into play and putting damage counters on from the Bog. Helps you, doesn't help your opponent unless you get the mirror match, and in which case I guess that happens. We get a switch. Okay, be nice if we had the Zoroark to start out, or the Gapejaw Bog that doesn't want to show up early on. We got the Zoroark. We do have a switch. So the Void Return is interesting because you can use it for no energy cost, but you also do -20 if you put a double turbo on your Pokemon. All right, so this is less than ideal, but it's okay. We got something to work with. We can research this hand after we'll evolve our Zoroark. Then we'll be able to discard our Gengar, put him back in play, hopefully get a damage pump when we research, but we'll also have a second research in the form of the Phantom Star. So next turn, provided we have what we have in our hand, we're popping. Copping and popping. Hopefully bog it, hopefully damage pump with the Gengar there. It's funny how like the damage pump works so perfectly with the Gengar, because you can take 2 of the 3 damage counters off of it. Pretty wild. We get the beautiful character rare Gengars in the deck here. All right, we got the Gapejaw. We're doing just fine. Doing just fine here. We can switch. We're going to switch the Zoroark with the Diancie. We still haven't used the Diancie to like prevent boss's orders, which is interesting. Eventually, I'm sure it'll come in handy. Let's Professor's Research first here. Okay, we get a pump, which is nice. We get a double turbo, which is also nice. We got a damage pump, so we need to get our Gengar out of the discard here. It would be nice to play this Zoroark before we have to discard it. Alright, what are we playing? We got Tina's. We can get a Beaver with our ball, I guess. We're going to toss out, I mean, we're going to end up getting rid of these anyway, because we're going to use our V-Star ability. Actually, we can Crobat. Let's Crobat. We're going to Crobat. We're going to see even more cards this turn. Actually, we're going to damage pump first. We're going to move these onto you and you. Now we have damage on everything, and then the stuff that's coming into play is going to get damaged anyway from the Gapejaw. Very nice. Kind of nice if Gapejaw did 30. Yes, let's use the Dark Asset. Very cool. We are going to Choice Belt onto you. We are going to... I think maybe we don't want to use our V-Star ability. because there's not really any reason that we want to get rid of this stuff. We got the victory. Yeah, we were ready to pump. We didn't even have to use our VSTAR ability there. The Crobat came in extra juicy and gave us everything that we needed for a full board. We could have saved the, we had a second VSTAR Zoro ready for the next turn. Oh, I feel like I didn't gain anything there. Some of the animations after the games are a little bit interesting. They definitely don't always show what they're supposed to show. Especially when you get like the materials, the crafting materials and stuff. A lot of the time, they don't really do what they're supposed to do. It's supposed to show like the number change. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it shows the effect of it flopping up to the top, but the number doesn't change. But pretty sure it's supposed to like fly across the screen and look like it's adding to your total. But it doesn't accomplish that most of the time. We still have the sunglasses glitch, the green frames and sunglass glitch. Alright, we got a whole lot of no basics. Neither did they. Double mulligan off the start here. What is going on? Alright, we got the Zoro. We got the Hawlucha, but we're not going to play it yet. Let's see what they're playing. They got the Sableye. Uh-oh. I don't know if this is some variation of the Tina deck. It might be. Probably the Lost Zone Giratina deck. Hopefully it's not that like single prize one. Although I'm not sure which of them use the Sableye. Ultra Ball. Let's Ultra Ball a Damage Pump and a Roseanne. Let's get a... Should we... 4 cards here. How many of them can we play? I mean, we can put the air balloon on the Hawlucha. We can Crobat, I guess. Is probably a good move. Sucks that we kind of have to play these cards before we necessarily want to play them, because now they don't have any damage on them. We're gonna have to pump from a Gengar. All right. We got another Zoroark. Where are our Gapejaw Bogs? Where are the Bogs at? Who let the Bogs out? Now we can probably Quick Ball the Prof. We don't really need the Prof. We can get a Beaver. We should have probably Ultra Balled. Maybe we still Ultra Ball. Maybe we'll Ultra Ball. We should have Ultra Balled last turn. We kind of wasted some resources here. And we can get a Gengar. We can get the Gengar. The Gengar can put some damage on the other dudes. We could have discarded them with the Quick Ball there, but we messed up. It's okay. Next turn we can discard the Gengar with our Zoroark VSTAR ability. That's why it kind of didn't really matter if I held on to the Professor's Research, because we had the VSTAR ability, provided we don't get Marnied, in which case we might have this, or we might have a Research to use anyway. Alright, it looks like we got the single prize deck. This is probably going to stomp us, I would imagine. We got the Escape Rope. Let's put the Hawlucha, since he's got a balloon on him. He can retreat. We really don't need the Hawlucha, but I wanted to reduce my hand size so that the Crobat would get more cards. So it's a little bit of a dead Pokemon slot. We can still put damage counters on him and he'll help out, but his ability is going to do absolutely nothing. We don't run any fighting energy, so we're not going to be attacking with him at any point. He's just here. He's just here for a good time. He's basically just in the deck in case we go up against the VMAX decks and need a little bit of extra damage to knock them out in one shot. We got a Comfy. All right. Show us your Comfy. I haven't played against this yet. 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Okay, interesting. What's the Cramorant do? You can do 110 damage for no energy. Okay. I mean, if he has to two-shot us, like, we might be okay. It's going to end up being a long game regardless when we're taking one prize at a time. Once we're set up here, it's not going to take very much to get set up to the point that we can do enough damage to knock this stuff out. So it's not like we have to worry about that aspect. All right, let's choice bow for fun, because why not, right? When in Rome. We're going to retreat. We're going to put the Zoroark in the active. We are going to Phantom Star. Unfortunately, that means we're getting rid of the damage pump. We got a Gengar in our hand. Okay. We got a Gengar and we have a damage Pumperino. So we can get another Zoroark, I guess. Why not? Beef these guys up. Beef them all up. We can get a Gengar. We need to have a second attacker ready to go, so it's nice to have. And now we have, let's not put damage counters on our Zoroarks so that they have a little bit of a better chance of surviving. We don't have any reason to put the Manaphy on there. I don't think there's anything that they do that attacks my bench, but you know what? I'm not totally sure. We also do not have a double colorless energy, which sucks pretty bad. Okay, so next turn, well, we can't use the VSTAR ability. Is this going to be a case where we just can't find the double turbos? And we lose for that reason? I feel like we shouldn't beat a single prize deck anyway. I don't know if there's like some kind of gimmick where they do extra mega super damage with something, but if they're only hitting for 110 or 120, then I think we're okay. Because they're not one-shotting anything. I mean, they could start knocking out all these like smaller dudes, or Hawlucha or Gengar, I guess. They could knock out a Gengar. We need some way to get a double turbo energy next turn, or this is probably over. That's kind of the risk you take when you're playing 4 energies in the deck. If you prize them, if you just can't find them for some reason, we've already made it pretty much halfway through the deck if you include the prize cards. So we'll see. Does it show how many cards they have in the loss zone? 8. 0 for me. A whole lot for Yuji Saka. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. My apologies to my opponent. Get the scoop up net. Alright. Is he gonna get the... Alright, they're gonna lost zone some more lost zones. We need to start attacking. Like, it sucks really bad that we weren't able to take a prize that last turn. Especially where we had our VSTAR ability. We've seen a lot of cards. We haven't seen any double turbos. That's the thing too. We can run. There's a few variations that run like water energy and stuff like that, which I guess would make the like energy attachment more reliable. But it's usually when you're able to like research and research again with your VSTAR ability, there's not really usually a need. Holy moly, we're getting boned on here. This is gonna suck if we lose just from lack of energy. We can boss's orders. And like force them to retreat one of the comfies that they don't want to retreat. I think that's what we got to do. It'll buy us some time. One of the ones that does not have the balloon on it would be ideal. We can put a Gengar on the bench, because I guess why not? Although yeah, why not? Why not, right? They probably have like a scoop up net or something that they're able to retreat this comfy, or they might have another balloon or something. We get a Pokestop, okay. Interesting. To put item cards in your hand. I don't remember seeing this. I only like briefly looked at some of the deck lists, the Lost Zone ones, so I'm sure that's a thing. We have the Colress. Be nice to play against some of the Giratina decks, see what it does, see how it works. Haven't really had time to look into exactly how that plays. Pretty sure we can beat it. I'm not sure exactly how many times out of how many times we would beat it, but I'd like to think that the Zoroark can pretty much, if you get the right stuff, you can get set up super crazy fast. So, all right, we're gonna lose our Hawlucha. Poor guy. He's gonna do 20 damage to our Zoroark. Okay, he can do the 120 to the active as well. Interesting. Interesting. Again, we don't really need to add anything else to the bench. What is going on with this game? It is absolutely pumping us. It's unfortunate. Let's get a Gengar. Why not? So we're just gonna soak 120 damage per turn, and we can't really do anything about it. Unfortunately, the Pokestop does not really help us. I mean, we might, if we get an item. We just discarded 2 search cards, which is kind of sad. We can thin our deck as much as possible, I guess. It's too bad we don't have the Baby Beaver. That would have helped us draw some cards there, but we already have the Crobat on the bench. That's another way out for us here, but I think we just gotta sit here and take damage. Like we're getting boned. I should also next time search to see if how many of these double turbo energy are in the prize cards. If it's all 4, which is like extremely unlikely, then we just straight up lose because we don't have any way to attack. Even 2 is pretty unlikely, but when you're losing 2 of your 4 energy, that can definitely be a boner breaker. We're getting damaged. Okay. Interesting. There we go. We got a double turbo. Finally. Finally. All right. So if we had this earlier on, we would have had like 3 prizes already. We could have been knocking out their Cramorants and their Sableye that they put in the active, but we didn't. It was, unfortunately, we got pretty unlucky with the double turbo not showing up. Cramorant. So the Cramorant's gonna knock out our Zoroark here, and then we're pretty much done. Because unless we get another double turbo off the draw, or like a research or something, we're gonna get boned. I think we can beat this if we get the right cards. I think this is achievable. They're set up now. What are the odds? Like, the double turbos are all of a sudden all showing up at this point. We can start juicing another Zoroark, I guess. We can knock out the Cramorant. Sableye is going to come in and damage the crap out of us. I don't think there's any way that we can take these prizes one at a time and come back here. They only have 10 cards left in their deck. So they have 13 in their hand, which is pretty ridiculous. We get the Radiant Zard doing 250. He does have the fire energy for it. Interesting. So to be not sure what the system looks like for putting those on, but it seems like it's not good. We didn't take that many prizes. Should we look for a beaver? The beaver is going to be easy to knock out, which is kind of an issue. But maybe we get the beaver so that we can find another double turbo. It's kind of like our last hope. We can only lose one more Zoroark. The Cramorant is going to come in and pump us. Please be a double turbo. Of course it's not. Sableye would be very concerning at this point, because if it yeah, I don't think there's any way we're taking 3 prizes here. We'd have to boss the threats out. The Charizard is getting more and more scary as we progress, because we've taken 3, so we only needs an additional energy on there to do 250, which is pretty terrifying. The late game sweeper, Radiant Charizard. If we can boss out, I don't know if we boss out. I don't know what we do here. I don't think there's any way that we're taking 3 prizes without losing a Pokemon at this point. It's unfortunate, because there's got to be at least 3 turns where we just kind of sat there doing nothing. Alright, let's ball these 2. We don't nothing, because our beaver can get more cards this way. We're going to Incisor. We're going to get a double turbo that way. Nice. It's too bad we don't have the boss's orders, but I think even if we knock out one of these 2, we're probably going down. We are definitely probably going down, because he can knock out anything. You can just knock out the beaver or whatever. And the Charizard is ramped up at this point and can do 250 damage. Of course, they are going to use the Charizard to finish us off. It's okay. We'll take a hit from the Radiant Charizard. Sometimes you just gotta lose to a Charizard. This is one of those days. A little 1-2 on the day, not great. That sucked really bad that we couldn't get up and rolling early, because it's one of the games where we don't need that much damage, so it would have been very easy to hit the numbers we needed to hit. A little bit unfortunate. So we got tier 19. That's pretty cool. We got some items. We got a Lost Origin pack. Let's see if we can get anything good. I think yesterday the pack was glitched and had both a V and a holo in it. I don't know if that was a new thing they were starting or doing, but pretty sure that wasn't supposed to happen. We got a Lumineon reverse and a Porygon Z regular rare. Sick. Sweet doo-doo daddy. We did it. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you join the Discord. Bye.